All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Check In. Welcome to Check In. I am very excited today. I got my partner back with me today, Mr. Eric. Say what's up, Mr. Eric.
What's good with you?
Man, how it's been? How it's been?
Man, everything has been going absolutely wonderful. I cannot complain, not one little bit. Not one little bit.
I got you. I got you. And I see we have a few people in the chat that's on with us today. We got Mr. Caleb and we got Mr. Tianto. We glad to have you. We're glad to have you. And while we have you in the chat, it's a question just to check in. Let me know if anything's going on right now. Any questions y'all have just about dealing with day-to-day life, things going on in your life. Kind of put them in the chat, and Mr. Eric will respond to them. And we'll kind of what you got, Mr. Eric.
I'm not just saying I'm gonna respond.
Oh well, we both gonna respond. Not just you. We both gonna respond. You know, I'm gonna help out. I'm gonna
Just
help
saying.
out. I'm gonna let you be the leader though.
Uh, we, all right,
No,
we're gonna see
no,
what this
no,
is.
no. But Caleb uh and Tianto, if y'all have any questions, go ahead and put it in the chat, and we'll respond to them. And I'm thinking about I'm 37 now, and I know I think TJ is about 20. I think Caleb said he was a senior. I'm like, man, I'm thinking back, what was I going through? What was I going through at that age, man? I'm like, I know one thing, being a senior, I know right now it's the second semester. So you definitely, if you haven't figured out what college you was going to, or you just your next step in life, I mean, this is a very, very nervous time, man. And I think this time when I was in high school, I wasn't for sure. I was either just going to college to be an accountant, and I didn't think I had any offers for any sports. No, that's not true. Because like basketball season over, I got the offer to go to Louisiana College during basketball season. So this time I did know. I knew I had committed to go to Louisiana College. But up until that point, man, I was like filling out college applications online on the internet. We did have internet back then. On the internet, looking up different schools, looking at every option, man. And I remember the day, man, like I didn't have really a solid view of where I was going to do, where I was going to go. And I was sitting in geometry class, or no, it was calculus because I was a senior. It was like some crazy math class. And the scout from Louisiana College came to and like knocked on the door. My high school coach came and he knocked on the door, and he called me out in the hallway. And then the coach for Louisiana College was there, and that was my first visit from a college coach. Um, and then a week later, a college from Missouri came, and they was Division two. They actually offered me like a better deal, a better package, but the kind of person I didn't like the environment I was gonna be in. Um, at that young age, I was still so like conscious of like what environment I put myself in, and the kind of people I want to be around. And my when I went to visit that school in Missouri, it was actually like the typical college recruit trip. You know, it was the I got there, they showed you around the campus, and then after they showed you around campus, you met with all the coaches. They showed you all the facilities. They let you have they gave you to the team, the players on the team, and of course they thinking most people want to go have a good time, blah blah blah. So they took me to a club, and like that was not me whatsoever, you know. And they invited girls to dance with me, all that kind of stuff, and like you know, I'm in way in Missouri, so I did what I had to do to fit in, even though I was super uncomfortable with the situation.
Mhm.
Um, and then so then and then another thing that happened, I was uncomfortable with that situation, and then on the way back when we were driving back, it started to snow. And if you know me, I hate cold weather. And that was the last straw. I said I cannot go to a college where I had to deal with snow. And like that was the last straw. So snow was the reason why I didn't go. Snow and just the peer pressure of the environment I was put in that I didn't like. And I think on top of that, it was a Southern Baptist college. You
Mm.
know, so it was kind of like off brand. So it wasn't what I was expecting to experience, being that the name of the school was, I think, Missouri Southern Baptist University. I think that was the name of the school. So like, and like I was a kid. I grew up in the church. Man, both of my parents was ministers and stuff like that. And I wasn't the one that kind of rebelled and things like that. I kind of, stayed in line with what I was taught growing up. So like that was very, very a big turn off for me. Um, then I visited Louisiana College. That was pretty much on brand. Even though when school started, I mean, they had parties and stuff like that. I mean, everybody, everybody could do their own thing and have fun, but just the environment was a little bit more consistent with what I want to be in. But I went off into that. But just thinking back what I was going through. So I know y'all. I know Caleb and TJ and the other people who's going to view this video. I know they during that time right now. Like, what is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? Um, like, what direction am I going in my life? Like, then sometimes the doors just gonna open up for you. But what you got to do is got to keep yourself prepared. You got to do what you got to do on day-to-day basis. Fill out the school applications. Behave. Keep your behavior up. Don't do anything crazy like go to jail or get pulled over. Not pulled over, but go to jail or get into any fights. Don't do anything that will hurt your image. Cause right now it's like a very important time to where you put on your best face for sure. Well, especially when you got colleges looking at you and things like that. So, what about you, Eric? What was you going through during this time when you, as a senior or junior in high school?
So when I was a junior, senior in high school, I was I was trying to survive basically. And I say that from a mental and emotional perspective. I mean, when I was a junior, yeah, my junior year, I was living on my own, and which, I didn't have any type of financial difficulties or anything of that nature. I worked. I had a job. As a matter of fact, it was my first job working at Pizza Hut, and I was cool. I was all right. But I lost my father when I was 12. What, 12, 13, somewhere around in there. 13. And so when my father passed, there was a lot of difficulty because my father and I didn't have a very good relationship at all. And so I spent a lot of time trying to learn how to forgive my father. First of all, I didn't even know that I needed to forgive him for a long period of time. And so because I had a whole bunch of mixed emotions, I was dealing with insomnia. So by the time my junior year rolled around, I had started reaching a place of forgiveness. And so when my senior year hit, I was really just still trying to recover mentally and emotionally. So my senior year, I wasn't really thinking about my future. I was just trying to get out of high school. That was it.
Oh, so you were just trying to survive. You won't think about no college.
I wasn't thinking about no college. All I wanted to do was basically survive and play basketball when I could. That
Yeah.
was what my life centered around, because basketball was how I coped basically. And so, my I graduated, and a recruiter from the National Guard, came to my house, and he got and gave me options. I was like, okay, yeah, I guess I'll go to college. I didn't have necessarily have good grades when I was in high school, but I knew that I was a decently intelligent person. So I was like, okay, if I just get in college, I can, I can make the grades. It'll be fine. And so when he brought, the whole idea of having tuition paid to go to college, I didn't have to be a financial burden on my mother. I didn't have to take out any type of loans. So I could attend college. Not only that, but, they paid me to be in college. So when everybody else was working, I had a chance to have my apartment and have a little money coming in, and I was good. And so, unfortunately, because of everything that I experienced in high school, I still didn't have an understanding of what it meant for me to actually live for myself. At this point, I was going to college because, well, I knew it was important. But more importantly, to me at the time, my mama wanted me to. It was one of those things, well, if I go to college, I'll make mama proud, whatever.
You're right.
And it wasn't probably until like maybe like my second semester of my junior year or my senior year that I actually realized, hey, this is about my life. This is about my future. Life goes beyond my hurts, my pains, and my issues and my woes. And so it wasn't until then that I actually started to recognize the importance of and the value of what I was really doing and what it meant to live life and prepare for the future. And so from that point forward, I began to take college a little bit more seriously. And that was, I would say, the beginning of when the light really started turning on to me. And I just had to end up there, and I got there by the grace of God. But that's pretty much from I would say my sophomore year in high school until my junior year in college. I was just trying to figure it out the best way I could.
Yeah.
It was all about survival at that point.
Yeah. I mean, and I feel like it's probably a lot of youth that's in that same type of mindset. They just trying to survive. But like when I go to home every day, I don't have time to think about college. I don't have time to think about a career. I'm just trying to wake up and come to school the next day. You know,
Yeah.
um, everybody don't have a good foundation around them to lead them and to guide them in the direction that is typical for youth to go. But I guess a good thing with you is you stayed with it. You kept your head up and you kept moving forward. So yeah,
Yeah, and I talk about just my personal experience with that, and I understand that, or I put it this way: I don't make light of the things that I experienced and the things that I went through. But when I look at the generations that came up after us, there was so much more that I saw that needed to be done within the communities. Because there was one young man that I had the opportunity to speak with. He had his issue. He was getting high every day. And I took the time to talk to him. It's like, hey, you at some point you got to stop this. It's hindering your future. And that's when he began to tell me, hey, look, when I go to school, I go to school so I can eat. I'm hungry.
wow,
Like,
wow,
I have food in my house. He say, when I get out of school, I have to go get my mama out the crack house. I have to get my mama home. I have to go get my brother off the school bus, and I have to get him on. Then I have to go back out and hustle so I can make some money so I can have food to cook when I get back in so I can feed my mother and my brother. Just like, so yeah, I get high, and I'm probably not gonna stop. And that was just, it was a very sobering moment. That's a crucial reality. A lot of people are dealing with a lot of deep, dark stuff. And without guidance to understand what these moments really mean, what this time really means, this high school years, what it really means, without somebody to give guidance and understanding and proper education as to what is a good decision and what is not. We're going to continue to lose a lot of young people to the streets, or I say to the streets, but just really to bad decisions, just to bad decisions, because you have a lot of young people who are really trying to raise themselves because they don't have an adult, a responsible adult to learn from like they're supposed to.
Yeah. And I think, man, that's where I really want, this check-in podcast to target that type of situation. And also with our like mentorship, uh everything we're doing with the mentorship program, that's kind of the individual we want to bring in and kind of figure out a way to how do we attract that, how do we find them. I'm pretty sure I know, places to go, but all that had time and effort, and you just putting together the system to like capture those type of youth. um but definitely what you said is correct, man. But with just like in any stage of life, everybody is dealing with their own stuff, man.
Yeah,
And like we are here to help out wherever you're at. We're here to help out.
yeah,
We are ear, we guidance, we encouragement. That's what we are, man. So no matter where you at in your life, me and Mr. Eric, we're willing to help out, share our wisdom, share our experiences to better your situation. And I believe it's one individual that they actually own. I think it's little TJ. He was supposed to check in with you on something, and he never
yeah,
did. Right?
yeah.
I'm gonna bring him on. He gotta let us know what's going on with that. Hey, are you there?
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Okay, Miss Eric, go ahead and answer the question. He been running from you.
So my question is, the last time that we talked, you were supposed to get back with me about some very, very specific information. And I was looking through my phone. I thought I had sent you a text message, and I found that text message that I actually sent you. And I will read it verbatim. It starts out, TJ, I could have sworn you were supposed to get back with me with some information. Well, before now. And then it's got to the little raised eyebrow emojis because I'm looking at you kind of crazy right now because I still ain't got no information from you. So, what's the deal with that, TJ? It's accountability time now, brother.
Okay, what I could say is I don't remember. I didn't get the text, but I did forget to get back with you on the information.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
did forget to,
So
and that was on me. It was
more
like
importantly, did you get the information?
I'm be real with you. No sir.
All right. So this is the thing about it. This is why this is accountability time. Because and we talk, and I'm not surprised about the situation. But realistically speaking, right now you're young. It seems like you have all the time in the world, which you have a considerable amount of time. However, if you get complacent where you are and you don't begin to actually pursue the dreams that you have, pursue the opportunities that may be in front of you, then one day you're going to wake up and be like, hey, where did the time go? What did I spend this time doing? And that is what I don't want you to do because I see a lot in you. You are a wonderful young man, extremely intelligent, and I want to see you maximize all of the potential that you have. So I'm not saying that this is something that you just have to go and do, but at least look into it to see if it's something that is suitable for you to get into, which I personally believe it is. But at least take the time to go check it out.
Yes sir. I can do that for you.
I
Not
appreciate
only
that.
for you, for myself too as well.
I appreciate that greatly. Now, um, I'm gonna hear by from you on this by at least Tuesday, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's all I need. I'm good. I'm good. Tuesday it is.
Yes, sir.
So are we good on that? We
Yeah,
good
we good on
all
that.
right, for now? All right. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna hold you
Oh,
accountable.
I definitely know. I definitely know. I go ahead and end up.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. You're not running. You're manning up. You owning on to it, and you want to be led. You want to be encouraged. You want to be inspired. Um, that means when you are our age, you're gonna be in a better place than us.
Yeah.
You put in the work. You putting the people around you. That's gonna propel you to a level that you can't even imagine. Like you're gonna look back when you're our age, like man, like I can't believe I'm where I'm at. You just gotta trust the process. Uh, trust the things that we share with you. Don't give up. Don't get down. Tomorrow is always another day to get better, and that's the mindset you gotta have. So tomorrow can always be a better day, no matter how bad it is today. If I wake up tomorrow and put in the work, it can be better. So that's the mindset you need to have. You got anything else for us?
Not as of right now. Not as
All
right
right. Well, I'm gonna put you back in the green room. If we need you again, we'll bring you back on. All right.
now. Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. So that was good, man. That was good. Yeah. But so just going into I know if you don't, I know a lot of people might not have an idea of what they want to do right now in life or looking for something to do. But some I've been noticing that's very, very hot right now, and it looks like it's definitely the future. It's AI, man. Like artificial intelligence, man. It is taking over, man. AI is taking over in like all aspects of business and life. If you can get if as a youth, if you can get into some type of AI training, get some type of AI certificate or degree, man, I feel like you're gonna be in a very good situation. Because that's the way everything is moving, man. From um, I on my Photoshop now, they have AI for Photoshop. So you know how people take out the backgrounds and change the color of an object. Now with AI, you can just like type in the AI, say, "Hey, I want to take out the white in this image," and the AI automatically does it. I mean, like
Wow.
AI is crazy. I mean, and like that's how it's crazy to me. And then like Tyler Perry, he was saying that he had a project. He was going to expand um, his studios in Atlanta. He was going to add like I think like 19 more sound stages. And the project it was a multi-million-dollar project. He was adding 19 sound stages, and he went to some convention. He went somewhere, and they had this new type of AI. I should have can't think of the name of it right now, but this AI is a video AI. So you can tell the video, say, "Hey, I want to be on a snowy mountain in Taiwan drinking coffee." This is you setting the scene, and it puts you there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
like, so like he counseled that whole project because he's thinking sound stages and going on location is gonna be pointless because do with AI. So he was saying, man, like, a lot of people are gonna lose their jobs and things like that. But I mean, you won't lose your job if you're the one that's programming the AI. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I think the job skills that I feel like a be saved are, of course, the service jobs like the the plumbing, electrician, stuff like that. Some computer can't do those jobs to be safe. No, AI can write code now.
Yes.
So even coding and being a programmer is kind of risky unless you programming the AI. So I mean, it's still a chance there. But I guess when as you're going through this process, you need to be kind of be mindful of AI and its but like capabilities. And if you can become an AI expert, your value to the what is it,
Industry,
the community or the
the industry.
yeah, your value to the community is high because businesses are gonna be looking like, how can I use this? So they'll be trying to find people who know how to use it, things like that. Somebody called me last week, an old employee. They wanted a letter of recommendation, and I was asking. It was a group chat. It was me and my other partners in the group chat, and she texts all of us and asked her, well, did she want in it? And my other business partner, he sent me a text on sign, said, hey, we can just ask chat GDP to do it. I said, really? He said, yeah. I said, like, how you do it? He said, like, give me a second. So I'm thinking he give me a second to tell me what to do. In a minute, he texts me back a letter, like a letter of recommendation. All I had to do was change the name, the address. That's it. Matter of minutes.
Yep.
And like that's the power of AI. And like, I mean, it's gonna change some things with school papers. I mean, y'all. Let me ask Caleb. Caleb. I'm bringing you on stage. I got a question I want to ask you, man. Hey, Caleb.
Hmm.
Hey, like, or I don't know if this allowed or not, but do y'all use Chat GDP to write papers at school or in college?
A lot of people do, but the teachers somehow got this thing where they can figure out if you did it, and then they just give you a F.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so they got some type of backdoor technology that
Yeah,
tell
and then
them
they
that
just
AI
fail you.
generated. Got it. See, look, good you on here, man. That's inside information. So, so like, what happens if that the teacher finds out? Is there like a zero, or they give you a chance to rewrite the paper?
No, they don't give no kind of chance. You just get an F.
Oh,
I mean,
okay,
only teacher that would do it is an English teacher, and English
okay.
teachers don't believe in second chances, from what I've learned.
Oh, so are you talking from experience, or you just observe
I
this
ain't ever done that, as far as I can remember.
before you can remember?
I know, yeah, I
Gotcha.
ain't never done that. That
Okay.
would just
So as far as you and the things you have seen, like how have you seen AI at work in
they.
your life?
Matter of fact, like Friday in my seventh hour, she was making us type this little like mini essay, and the dude right next to me, he was I don't know if he was putting it in some kind of system, asking it to make him a little essay, and he was writing him paragraphs for him, and then he just copied and pasted it and put it on there, and I was laughing at it, but that's
Wow,
crazy, yeah. So
wow,
they do it.
wow. I ain't gonna
Uh,
lie. When I was in college, having to write 10-page essays, I would
yeah.
have loved. I would have loved it. Even if I see, but I'm a kind of person. I'm probably shouldn't say this. Like I let it write it, but then I would go back and rewrite some of the stuff to kind of do something to throw them off. But I ain't gonna go into that. Anyways, I don't want to give anybody any bad ideas. Write your papers. Write your own papers. Do not use AI to write your papers unless your
Correct.
teacher tells
I ain't
you
gonna do that.
it's allowed. Yeah. So I'm saying that for everybody. I don't want them to say, "Oh, Mr. Tony and Eric told me I can use AI."
Yeah.
No,
Don't
that's what you're saying. But
don't do
don't do it.
it. But
All right, man. Caleb, I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna put you back in the green room.
All
Give me a
right.
second. Man, that's crazy, Miss Eric.
yeah, I tell you, a friend of mine. I went to go visit a friend of mine when Chat GPT first came out. And we were out there one weekend, and I was just playing around with it. I was like, yeah, I need a sermon for this weekend. And I told him, I say, I'm gonna be preaching about David. And yeah, go ahead and tell Chat GPT to give me out a 3-point sermon. He's like, hold on just a second. And I was just playing.
Right.
And it took him all of 2 minutes, and he had a whole 3 point 30-minute sermon, just just like
Wow.
that. I was like, and it actually made sense. It like
Wow.
actually had a decent message to it. I was just like, wow. Nah, I
Yeah.
didn't use it, but just the idea that the capability is out there. And unfortunately, from what I'm understanding, from what I'm hearing, there are a lot of people that do use Chat GBT and other AIs to actually write sermons for their Sunday messages. So
Man.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's a whole nother issue that I'm not going to even get into right now. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a real thing. It's
Yeah.
real.
But looking back, it's probably gonna be like how our phones was for us. It started off as this crazy new technology that is now just day-to-day life.
Mhm.
Uh, that's probably what AI is gonna be in 10 years or so, but probably sooner than that, man. Just gonna be it's just part of life, man. And the world
Yeah.
just keep on moving on, becoming more and more and more advanced. But while you brought AI up, going back to that, if you're looking for something to potentially get into that's going to last, I feel like it's going to be the future. If you can get into some type of AI, learn as much as AI as you possibly can. I think, like I said, it'll be a lot of value there, a lot of value there. And again, um, going to trade school is so valuable
Yeah.
because so many people don't believe in getting dirty. They want to keep their hands clean. They just want to spend their money. They don't want to get on their knees and do any manual labor. So, I mean, that type of service, that type of job is going to always be there. And it is big money there because it's a shortage. It's a shortage of it. You go to big cities, small cities. I mean, me, myself, I've been looking for somebody to renovate my bathroom for 2 years now. And it's like everybody that's good at it, they backlog, like, or
Yeah.
they prices are outrageous to make it like I can hold off. And I think Eric, you renovated a house, and you experience, you know, how busy they are and how little of them that it is out there
Yeah.
actually doing the work.
It,
You know,
it was so bad. I'm sitting here, had a check in hand, ready to go, and nobody to give it to. So yeah, for a long time. So
yeah,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
yeah. And another probably the most the smartest way to go about deciding what you want to do in your future is like looking at what you're good at right now and thinking like, how can I monetize this? How can I make this a career? Like I said all that. I mean, I said all that stuff, but in reality, I know me. This is how I feel. I'm like, what am I good at? And then how can I apply what I'm good and make a living for my family? And that should probably the first thing is probably if to be is to add God for wisdom and guidance on this issue, and then also look at what am I good at and how can I turn that into a career. So that's probably the main thought that you should have on
And
that.
what I will say, just adding to that just a little bit, um, I would necessarily say to ask that question to you strictly yourself. The
Okay.
people that know you, the people that are around you, ask them what you're good at. Because a lot of times what happens is we don't really pay attention to what we really excel in because we look at it as being normal.
Oh,
It-
that's a
that's
good.
one of those personal gifts that you have, and you don't pay attention to it because it's you. It's everyday life. It's just like breathing. This is how this works. This is how you do this. But it's that easy for you because that's just your gift, and you don't pay attention to it. You may not thinking about making a living off of it, but if it's what you're great at naturally, then chances are, if you do it for money, you'll be the best in your field at whatever that thing is.
Right.
So, definitely. And then, what you said too, pray about your next step. Pray
Yeah.
about what it is that God wants you to do because, um, the Bible says only what you do for Christ will last. So if that is the case, then whatever you do, whatever you decide to step your foot into, make sure that God is leading you in that direction, because you don't want to travel down a road and have to turn around and walk right back in the opposite direction just to line up with what God has for you.
Yeah,
So, that would be my wisdom on that.
gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah. Uh, yeah. We've been going for quite a while now. We going on 30, 40 minutes. Caleb and TJ, y'all have anything else y'all want to share with us?
Are you guys happy in what you're doing now?
Are we happy with what we're doing now?
Yes.
You want to go first? You want me to
Oh,
go?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Um, yes, I am happy in what I'm doing now. Um, I'm happy. I'm gonna say this. I'm happy with the direction that I'm going. I'll put it like that. It's certain like situations or certain things that I have to deal with. I'm not happy with. Uh, but those are not in my control. Um, but I'm at the point now. I won't involve myself if I'm not happy um, with if 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 I if I'm not happy, I'm going to get out of it. If that's tricky because I got so much going on, so I'm thinking about three different things. But I guess the main thing is I'm happy in the direction I'm going. I know I'm not at my goal, my end goal. I'm not there. I'm far away from it. Far away from it. So if I look at it from that aspect, I won't be happy because I'm not where I want to be, right? So ultimately, I'm not where I want to be. No, but I'm happy because I'm doing the things that I need to do to get there. All right. So a lot of times you have a goal and that's your set goal. Like that's my goal. And that's what you focus on every day is just that goal. So every day you depressed because you're not at that goal. When you should be happy with I am walking towards that goal. Like it's dope. It's out there, but I know what I'm doing today is steps towards that. So I'm happy. I'm happy. So that's how I would answer the question. Like, no, I'm not where I want to be, but I am satisfied where I'm at right now because I am moving towards that goal. I'm not stagnant. I'm not going backwards. I am getting every day. I'm getting closer and closer to the goal, and I'm happy. And and then I think that's also where your faith comes in, because your faith, like I have faith in God, and I have faith that God has me where He wants me to be right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like I have my faith in Him, so I'm like, I must not be ready for that because God haven't put me there. You know,
That's huge.
I'm right. I'm where God wants me to be. So it's something that's around me right now. It's something that I'm dealing with right now that God wants me to learn. God's want me to help. It's something like I need to be open to God. Like, okay, why am I in this situation? Why I'm here? Because in your faith, at the end of the day, God' purpose will prevail, not your purpose.
That's
So, if that's something too. So we can have all the plans in the world, but if you're a believer, you know that scripture is there. That's something that's real. God' purpose will prevail at the end of the day. So I have to be happy wherever God's placed me. I have to be happy because I don't want to end up in the belly of Jonah. You know?
yeah.
Like,
Very
you're not
true.
my purpose. I told you to go here. You're not there. I'm gonna have to punish you now. You know,
Yeah.
now I'm gonna put you in a situation where you definitely ain't gonna be happy. Yeah, but I said a lot. So Miss Eric, you can kind of go now.
So, I mean, really, you said it for both of us. I look at the only thing that I would say different is I would say you're not just happy, you have joy.
Yeah,
And the difference between joy and happiness is if you give me a platter of crawfish right now, that's gonna make me happy. I'm gonna be real happy. But when the crawfish are done and I'm hungry again, my happiness is not gonna be in the same level. Now, if I have joy, joy is going to be there in regardless to what the situation is or what the situation looks like. And so when you ask the question, am I happy? I would say that really I have joy. And it's a lot like Mr. Tony was saying, I'm not where I want to be, but at the same time, I understand clearly that I'm where God wants me to be. And that's the most important thing. So, just asking that question, when I look back on my life and the decisions that I've made, you know, I have a degree. I'm a scientific computer scientist. I'm literally a scientist. Um, my first goal was to graduate from college and go to Texas and get a job in my field of study and make a whole bunch of money. So technically, I would have possibly been one of the people that's working on AI right now that you're talking about.
yeah,
So you, I had those skills to be able to do that, but I forewent that idea to make different decisions and decisions that I personally I had for me, who I am as an individual, I had to make the decision to stay here for a number of different reasons that had to do with family. And so I didn't go through with my plan A. So I had a plan A, I had a plan B, and I had a plan C. And so I gave up plans A, B, and C to accept the calling that Christ had on my life. And so when I did that, I adapted the idea of having joy. I did not know what that meant because one of the things that was happening for me, because I had a certain plan that I wanted to live for my life and I wasn't living up to that, I had a hard time at first because I wasn't necessarily happy. I had to give up, the things that I personally wanted, not understanding that it was really for the best, not understanding that if I had gone through with the ideas that I had, I probably wouldn't have the integrity as an individual that I have now. I definitely wouldn't be as deep in my faith as I am right now. And so I had to learn how to be a servant of God. And I had to learn how to live as a servant of God. And so now, after my life experiences, after I'm older and I have much more understanding of the things that I didn't get when I was younger that I was supposed to receive from guidance, and I have an understanding of some of the bad influences and ideals that I have of what life was supposed to be, you know, when I look at who I am now as a man and as an individual, I can say, yeah, I have joy. So to answer your question in the simplest terms, yes, I'm happy. I'm happy in the idea that I ended up discovering who I was supposed to be as an individual. Now, is there always room for progress? Yes. Are there still things out there that I want to accomplish? Yes. Am I still learning? Of course. But in learning and in accomplishing things, now I have a different perspective of, in the grand scheme of things, what matters the most. And so for me personally, what matters the most is that A, I'm right with God. B, I'm a good husband to my wife. C, I'm a good father to my children. And D, I'm able to make a positive influence and impact on the people that are around me. That's what I care the most about. That's it to me. So I have joy in understanding those things. I have joy when it comes to knowing that I have a God that is taking care of me. And I can get into many different conversations about that on so many levels. But the main thing is, you know, understand that having joy comes from Christ. Understand that comes from Christ. That comes from the fulfilling the purpose that you are called to right now. If
Right.
you do that, everything is going to be okay. You will not have to um you will not have to dive into some of the depressions that people go into because they, or in some cases, a lot of people make a whole bunch of money and they're seemingly extremely successful and they commit suicide. That's because they don't have joy. They have all of the things that you need to be happy, but they don't have joy. So when I look at things from that perspective, man, as far as I'm concerned, I'm rich. I'm beyond blessed. And you know, that is the perspective that I have when I look at life right now. So
Yeah.
yes, I'm definitely I'm happy, but more than that, I'm joyful.
Yeah. And just a quick add on to what Mr. Eric has said. Um, that that's not saying that we don't have our bad days or bad moments. The thing is not staying there and not dwelling on it.
Yeah.
It has to be a point to where you come out of that. You like what we just did. We kind of reflect on, okay, where I'm here. I'm heading in the right direction. I can do this better. I can do that better. Like, don't dwell in the bad and the negative thoughts. All right, just gotta move on from it. Like I said, tomorrow is a better day. Tomorrow is a better day, and just continue to grow and get better. And also, happiness has no concrete identity. This is the most important. This is very important. There's no concrete identity of happiness. Like, my happiness will not look like your happiness.
Yeah.
Like, there's homeless people that's happy.
Yeah.
There's rich people that's depressed.
Yeah.
There's people in college right now at the age of 20 unhappy. There's people with six-figure jobs that's unhappy. Like, happy has no concrete identity. Happiness and joy is something internal, and like Mr. Eric said, it's spiritual. So it don't matter where you at in life, no matter what your status, you can be happy. Comparing yourself to others
Mm.
is very unfair because the person you comparing to, you don't even know if they happy or not. They might be smiling, they might be laughing on Facebook, on Instagram, and taking all these pictures, but you don't know if they really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it was a guy a few years ago. He was a TikTok influencer, had millions of followers. He was a dancer. He was on a show, the Ellen Show, dancer, and everybody thought he was happy because he was posting on Instagram, dancing and stuff like that. Looked happy, and he committed suicide.
Yeah.
It shocked everybody. Shocked everybody. Everybody saying, "Oh, he was happy. What happened?" Happy has no concrete identity.
Yeah.
You can't look at social media and say, "Oh, they're happy." You can't look at that. Happiness and joy is internal. It comes from within, and you not gonna get it comparing yourself to anybody. It has to come from within. You gotta look at yourself, look at your situation, and be like, am I happy with what I am right now? What I'm doing right now? And you, like I said, you can be happy and have that joy wherever you at. Yeah.
Man, we might need to do a whole show on just that because I can go on with this topic
I
right here.
know.
I got at least 2 or 3 points that I could get out, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll leave that for another day.
Right. Well, TJ, did we answer your question? I guess. Did we hit something? Like we threw a lot out there. Did we hit something?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
All
Gotcha.
right.
All right. Hey, Caleb, you got anything?
Yeah, Mr. Reed, you know how you said like I think it was your like fourth main goal is to like be positive to people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but you definitely done that for me in my life. So thank you for that.
Wow.
Thank you. I appreciate that thought most definitely.
You are one of the probably, if not the first, definitely one of the first good, like best male role models I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
Wow, man. I I'm gonna say this. You are an extremely special young man. You know, for you to go through the things that you have gone through and still, um, you still stay invested in your walk with God, bruh. For everything that you've gone through, for everything that you are going through, for you to be this invested in God at the age you are right now, that is going to pay huge dividends for you later on. Trust me. Trust me. There's a lot of people around you, you're going to see this. A lot of people around you are going to go through a lot of different stuff, and it's not going to touch you. And it's just because you have a walk with Christ at the age you are already. It's a lot of stuff you're not going to have to deal with that other people do. So,
Yeah.
doing what you're doing, man.
But I do have a question for both of y'all.
What you got?
So looking back at y'all's lives, what would y'all have done differently?
Hmm. What would I have done differently? All right. So for me, I think if there is anything that I would have done differently, um, I would have gone to medical school.
Why is
That's
that?
because I had an aptitude for biology and medicine. So the biggest thing for me, like I said, when I went into college, I still had a bunch of emotional issues going on. And really, I was just fatigued in life. And I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to go to school and get a 4 year degree. I don't want to go to medical school just because it'll be extra years in school. I want to get in, get out as soon as possible, and start life. And so I made a personal decision at that time not to go to medical school, which I'll just say I was naturally gifted in the biological sciences. So I put it this way: I have a relative who was studying to take an exam to really become a nurse, and I sat there with her reading her information, and I was answering all of her questions without having done any type of studying for. So I just had an aptitude for biology and things of that nature. So if there was one thing that I would have done differently, I would have gone to medical school.
Would you have had? Do you think you would have had joy if you went to medical school and like you were now? How old are you?
I'm 43.
If you had went to medical school and you're 43, do you think you would still have the same joy that you have right now?
Um, I would say yes, because I feel like I would have been operating in the realm of helping people, because that was a part of the thing that I was good at. I've always wanted to help people in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I
Yeah.
think I would have had joy in my career, because to me, that career would have had purpose. When it came to computer science, I mean, I was good at it because I worked hard at it, but it's not something that really gave me joy. But if I had gone into the medical field, I would have had more joy and purpose out of what I would have been doing. So I think I'd have been all right.
Yeah, that's like one of my main things. Like growing up, the past, I don't know, maybe since like ninth, 10th grade, and if not my whole life, or at least my whole time from like since 7th grade, all I hear from adults is like, "What do you want to do when you grow up? Oh, you should do this, you should do that," and like it doesn't matter who they are. And yeah, I might have been a little disrespectful, especially in years past, but I'd be like, I'm not doing anything that I don't enjoy. I'm not gonna do that. And I've always had the question, what's the difference between happiness and joy? And this definitely answered that. But I've always told them straight, like I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. Like if I don't care how much money I'm making. If I don't like it, I'm not doing it because it just wouldn't be worth it in my eyes.
So I'm gonna tell you this, and this one is from personal experience. When I made the decision to stay here, I also had to make a decision to take a job here, and I ended up taking a job. And when I first started out, I was dealing with computer work, and so I was good. And after a period of time, I ended up not no longer in the role that I was originally hired in. And so for me, it was I hated getting up going to work every day. I really did. And it
Yeah,
was no longer, it wasn't a good situation. And that's the last place that you want to be, going to a job that you just really can't stand. So yeah, keep that in mind
yeah.
when you're making decisions. Definitely keep that in mind.
Like the
Yeah.
job I have now, I think maybe that's just recently. Maybe like a day or two, I really didn't feel like going to work, but like I can't even complain about my job. Like I work a lot. I'm making, I mean, good money for somebody my age, and it's involved with stuff that I really do enjoy, and it's definitely helped me with a whole lot of personal issues and stuff like that. And it helps out my family too. So I really can't complain.
So I think the thing that you're really kind of looking for right now is that purpose. You know,
Yeah.
what purpose are you fulfilling in doing the job that you have? And while it's cool, like you say, it's cool right now for where you are. I understand that too, that in you have a desire for growth, and you want to know what you're capable of. I think that's what are you capable of? What can you really do? And so that is going to require some growth, and growth requires change. So it's good for you where you are right now. And I'm glad that you have a hunger and a desire for more. That's an excellent thing. Because I personally feel like that you are called for more, but this is the season that you're in right now. And don't rush it, you know, and enjoy where you are. Don't rush it. It will come. God is definitely going to order your steps. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I guess growing up, just being around the people I've been around and being friends with the people I've been friends with, and probably even listening to the music that I do, I've learned a lot. And it's just like, I don't want to grow up one day and then look back and be like, dang, I wasted my whole life being dumb. I like, especially lately, especially since I got saved, like, I want to live here. I want to live in the here and the now. I don't want to worry about yesterday or tomorrow. I want to focus on. I mean, I know it's good to figure out what I'm gonna do tomorrow and figure out how I can be better than who I was yesterday. And I'm not the best at doing that most days, but I don't ever want to look back with regret. But I want to. I guess the reason I brought up music is because a lot of those people, they go the type of music I've listened to. They, money and all that kind of expensive spending and junk. And I know I've just kind of I'm like
You going out,
I
Caleb?
don't
Caleb, I think you're going out on us.
Let me see. Give me a second to come back.
But yeah, I'll say this. It is extremely important. Oh, is it coming back?
Yeah,
Caleb?
yeah. I think he's still talking, and it's somewhere up going on with the mic.
I think it's the signal. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, but you can kind of go ahead and
Oh, I was
yeah,
just saying that I think it's very, very important that wherever you are in life, you look for the purpose in what you're doing because without having that purpose, every job or everything that you do every day is just going to seem extremely mundane. A lot of people ask me, how do you like being a teacher? As far as I'm concerned, I get to minister to people,
yeah,
young people. Yeah. So, hey, whatever comes along with that, I'm good with it. So that's just kind of where I am. That's how I see the joy in where I am in life right now. I get to minister to young people every day. If that's just giving them a compliment, whatever that is, whatever that means, just from day to day, it's different. So yeah, I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm a kind of person.
Um,
I believe we are our life, our past life, and our current life is just a big equation, and any part in the equation that changes up a whole lot of different results as well. So
yeah.
I don't look back at regret because of that reason. Of course, it's certain moments I'm like, oh, this or that, this or that. But overall, I'm like, A plus B equals C. If I make B X, that changes where I'm at. Where I'm at if I did that,
Yeah.
because that puts me in a whole other place, whole other city, a whole like everything changes. So um, that's why I don't, because I have that mindset. I don't live in regret because I'm happy where I'm at today, and I'm like I'm not going to go back and change anything because who say I ever met my wife and then how the kids I have. So I'm like, all that is like no, like I'm a kind of person. I look forward, I look present and forward, and that's it. The only time I look back is for historical data that can help me move forward. It's the
Hey,
only
that's
time I look back.
yeah.
The time I look back, if I can find some information back there that can help me make a decision going forward, it's the only time I look back. It's the only time I look back. I try to bring Caleb back on. Maybe his mic is fixed. But Caleb,
Can y'all hear me now?
yeah, got
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
You bet.
what I was saying, what I was saying was, I I want to be like content with where I'm at. I don't want to be worried about the next thing and when's it gonna get better. I want to, cause like there was one day this year I was in second hour. I was just chilling, listening to music, and then I just realized, dang, I'm pretty good where I'm at right now. Life is pretty just it's all right. Like I can't complain about nothing. Everything's all right. I was just sitting there. I mean, it's second hour. I'm in a little portable trailer classroom, and all these kids just doing whatever they want. But in my mind, I was just like, and that was probably the only time that's ever happened to me. Maybe a few other times. I was like, life is just like I'm good. I don't need to. I'm just good. I was content, and I really enjoyed that. And it's been hard trying to, I guess, in a way, get back to feeling like that
it.
lately. But I just want to. I don't want to be worried about nothing. I just want to be content where I am because I know I have a whole lot to be thankful for that I take for granted like every day. And I learned that from also the music I listen to and stuff. It's just like I I'm blessed in
I think you're going back out again.
a whole lot of ways that I
Yeah,
haven't even realized.
So I'm
And
gonna
I
say,
know,
I'm gonna say this. Scripture says, "Be anxious for."
especially with me, I don't like change. Like change is just never any kind of little change.
So I'm gonna say this, Caleb. The scripture says, "Be anxious for nothing, but in everything with prayer, supplication, with thanksgiving, make your request known unto God, and He will give you the peace that surpasses all understanding." So whatever changes, have an understanding that God is in the middle of it. He saw the change before it got there. He understands where you are. He understands what you need, and move forward with that joy. The Bible says the joy of the Lord is our strength. So whenever you're going through change or any type of difficulty or adversity, continue to serve God, because that gives God joy. And if the joy of the Lord is your strength, then you are strong enough to withstand whatever may come your way. And know that because you have God on your side, that you have joy. That doesn't mean that every day is going to be wonderful. You might not even be happy. I can tell you this: one of the most content times I've ever had in my life is when I was going through the most adversity. When I was going through, the situation with my daughter. My daughter was born 3 months premature, and there were a whole lot of issues and circumstances and bad situations. But I was able to wake up every day, look at myself in the mirror, and say, "Man, everything is gonna be all right. We going through this right now, but the sun is still gonna shine if I just keep on looking to the hills, which cometh my help." And so, Caleb, whatever it is that you go through, understand that God is there with you, and He's not gonna let you fall. He will never leave you nor forsake you. So, take joy in that.
You know what's crazy?
Right.
That
Was
what the you he will never leave you nor forsake you. That Bible verse has been big for me the past probably week, and that seems to be reoccurring. Whatever Bible verse just kind of sticks out to me lately. Let's say I go to some little meeting that you do, Mister Reed, like on Sundays, or just whatever it might be. It's something about that. Like everything has been connecting in my life lately, and I don't know what it's leading up to, but I don't believe in coincidences, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
that's
man. But
revelation.
just make sure you stay in prayer, man, and stay in the Word. Uh, God is trying to say something to you, and it'll come to you. Just make sure you stay ready, stay prepared, stay in the Word. Fast, pray, and but like trust in God, man. Like trust in God, and He's gonna guide you. As long as you stay there, you'll be okay. Because God is gonna carry you, and He's gonna get you where you need to be. He's gonna bring you that peace. He's gonna bring you that joy. He's gonna bring you the revelation that you need to be content and to be happy in where you at.
Yeah, I know that.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, but we went over an hour, so I'm gonna end it here. But we are always available via phone call, text. If you need us, reach out, reach out, reach out. We are here, man, and continue to check in with us. We'll be back Sunday, Tuesday. We'll have our dinner. Tomorrow, I'll let y'all know the location. And man, Caleb, I'm so happy you was on today. TJ, I'm always happy to be in your presence. King Tianto, as you call yourself. Uh, but anyways, I mean, I want y'all to have a blessed week, a blessed night, a blessed day. Again, if you need anything, reach out, and I will be in contact with y'all tomorrow. And to our viewers, I appreciate it. Click and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We hope to continue to put out great content and to lead these young men, young women as best as we can. Y'all be blessed.